It's great. It's great. We streaming. You want to do the checks real quick? Make sure we good to go. Check all the websites. Figuring conspiracy shit. We back. It's another day. Wednesday night. I hear an echo though. Somebody's drinking too
Echo?
loud.
I don't hear no echo. It might be my breathing is mad.
How about you? I don't hear one.
It's little though. It's slight. It's not too crazy. Episode 75. We in here. Wednesday night. You know what it is. We talking about this goddamn California bill that just passed. Democrats out there want to give illegal illegal immigrants 100 to 150K to buy houses. Like they really setting them up. They really setting them up. Like red carpet treatment. You know what I'm saying? Shit that regular Americans haven't seen since I don't even fucking know when. Probably never. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. So
you trying to tell me the people that just came here a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. Yeah, how much to do what now?
Yeah.
They've been here. I mean, they've been coming in for like a few years now. You know what I'm saying?
So it ain't the fresh immigrants. They
No.
At least the past few years. I don't really know the specifics.
They extended it to basically for all of them. I mean, even if they just got here, I don't necessarily know the specifics of the qualifications, but you've given $100,000 to immigrants for crossing over to the other side, and we don't get.
And
shit.
they didn't come through the official process. Like, you know, the right way, the green card or whatever the fuck. Like they busted down the door.
Ain't no such thing as that no more.
Cross the border, and they're being taken care of. You know, and then there's the ones in New York. They getting Visa cards or like debit cards with like thousands of dollars for food and housing and all this shit. Like I don't know, there's something going on with this red carpet treatment. But again, like, you know, the countries in this economic bullshit. We got inflation. Regular Americans can't afford groceries, can't pay their bills. But like, that was like, why y'all doing that for them? But you have Americans that y'all been shitting on. Y'all stay shitting on. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I can't call it.
And what does it do to the if the prices of the foods and the goods are already high, you subject and give all immigrants at least 100,000. I mean, granted, it's going to housing. You get what I'm saying? But it all still falls onto the market. So what that does to the rest of everything else around it, and how high does the bill start to get, and what we consider the dollar to be? Because we already know the dollar ain't shit. Bricks about to kill it. I hate to say it. Bricks about to stump that motherfucker and throw that bitch out the door. They already have, honestly. Some countries, it's against the law to have American dollars. They will lock your ass up for hand on American dollar.
That's how they started that. Yeah, that's how they start that transition. They kill the reserve dollar. What you looking up, Ken? You over there on the phone? Let's play this clip.
Yeah, I'm just sharing this video out to people on Facebook, man. Unified Pride, man. Cause it just sounds kind of weird. You feel me?
I think, Hero, if your sound is your speaker's too loud, you might gotta turn it down just a little bit.
What do you think is me? Let me see.
What's wrong with you, though?
I ain't heard no echo. What we sound like?
Hello, test. If we sound weird, just let us know in the comments. Shout out Tim Jones, always checking us out. That's what's up. Appreciate you.
Peace.
But let's watch this video. We're gonna watch this video. TikTok, of course. TikTok is the source. You know, they got a lot of shit up there. We're gonna
I think Democrats are asking for a civil war. Take a look at this.
Illegal immigrants to up to $100,000 each to buy a home.
What?
So the program is called the California Dream for All program. It's created to help middle and income home buyers. Now, initially, the program required residents to be here legally, either a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident. But last week, Assembly Democrats overrode Republican opposition, changing that eligibility to say this.
The social and economic benefits of homeownership should be accessible to everyone, regardless of immigration status.
Let me get this straight. You're going to give illegal immigrants $100,000 to buy a home when they came here illegally? What about Americans? What about veterans? These people broke the law and you rewarded them with $100,000 of my earned tax money to buy a home. Meanwhile, I have to pay for a loan with my earned hard cash, working 60 to 70 hours a week just to pay for my mortgage. And you're just going to hand out $100,000 to illegal immigrants? At this point, I think Democrats really want a civil war because this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. Americans are being treated like third world people, and illegal immigrants are treated better than American citizens. What the hell is going on? What do you guys think about this?
He sound mad angry. I don't know about all the yelling, but I don't know about a civil war either. But I mean, there is some meat there to be upset about. What y'all think? What y'all think is the agenda here behind this?
I'm gonna tell you why he say the Civil War, because you gotta understand, sooner or later, they're gonna cut these people money off. So once the money stops, and these people no longer can get the aid that they was getting from the government, what happens? They start to turn on the people that's here. Venezuelan gang already done took over some apartments, I believe.
Colorado,
Yeah.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they called the police, and the police said, well, they're squatters. There's nothing we can do. That's why I'm about to start grabbing land, because they talking that squatter shit. I'm about to get on my squatter shit then. Since y'all won't do nothing about it, y'all letting people come from other countries come here, grab land, because that's what y'all did. So, I mean, because that's who the squatters' laws was made for. It was made for them, for real, because they the ones that came in and really took the thing. That's why that law is in play. That's why they won't do nothing about it. So I'm going to go squat on some land and say it's mine. But it's going to be a problem once that money stops.
Right.
That's when you start to get chaos in the streets. And it's going to be a problem. Guaranteed.
This reminds me of, like, go ahead, my fault.
Now you could, like he's saying, right? Like when the money dry up, which it will, which it has to. Frank, you got a crib, right? We all pay rent. Or we owe a mortgage, right? But before you even get to qualify for that, you got to have proof of what? Income.
Citizenship. Well, yeah, that too.
You got fuck the citizenship. You got to have proof of income. You got to prove that you can keep up this facade. You got to prove that you can keep up this goddamn mortgage, this rent, this light bill, and they don't really care if you got lights and water, and cable. They don't care about that. As long as you got enough income, to pay for the fucking. To keep the shelter, that's one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting the money to get a crib is one thing. How they gonna keep that hoe? Who paying taxes on that hoe? Because if you don't pay your taxes, what's gonna happen?
And what jobs are they getting? Or again, they getting debit cards and money per diem and all that. So maybe I don't know. I feel like this reminds me of, if you remember, was it like in the early 1900s, late 1800s? I forget. I don't know specifics on this, so I'm not a history buff. So if anybody out there knows, just let me know. Wasn't there a period of time 100 years ago where there was like mad migration from Europeans? Like we had a bunch of Italians, we had Irish, we had London, British, we had mad Europeans come over here. I don't know the reasons, but like they were just coming in here, flooding this country on boats. You know what I'm saying? Filling the cities up, filling New York up. And just it was like a change of the populace, so to speak. It feels like they're doing something similar to that right now with all these Venezuelans, because it's like, okay, whatever the reasons are, you know, from our standpoint, our perspective, we can't see the bigger picture yet. But it's like they're bringing these new people in for a reason, and they rolling out the red carpet, and we just standing here looking at this, watching this. Almost to the point of being helpless, like we can't do nothing to stop it, right? These people are already in office. They already have the power. They're signing the bills. They're pushing them through. They're just fucking doing it for the most part. And it's like, for what though? What is their end result? What's the goal? Just bring these motherfuckers in, roll the red carpet, and then what? What's the purpose for it? Just to change the makeup of the country, or like, you know what I'm saying?
It's called chess for a reason, Frank.
It's what?
It's called chess for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it ain't for you to see, and you may not see that motherfucker to the king right next to your ass. Checkmate. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You still playing the game. He 5, 6, 7, 8 steps ahead of you. He already calling checkmate, but he just can't. You got to wait till all the pawns are in place. You feel me? It's kind of weird, bro. I don't get it either.
So like when the Europeans came here 100 years ago, right? There was white people here, right? I guess they were the colonies, the colonizers, and then there was like this mad rush from Europe, right? And I believe, again, I'm not a history buff. I thought it was for like the Industrial Revolution. Like this country was developing,
Yeah,
we needed workers, so they were like, "Hey, America got the
and they didn't
factoring
want to pay the
jobs,
slaves.
right?
They didn't want to pay the black folks, so they got the Irish and the
The
Filipinos and whoever else
Europeans,
to come build bridges,
Sloppy.
yeah.
Sloppy.
railroads.
So they needed
Yeah, you
people,
just Slavs.
ship them over. Okay, so what is happening today where you know what I'm saying? America isn't manufacturing for it. We're not like trying to bring jobs back. So what is the deal?
But they are not giving out labor jobs. It's just not going nowhere. Sanitation workers are still going to be needed. You know what I mean? Farmers are still going to be needed. There's still going to be a lot of low labor, low cost jobs that educated motherfuckers, sophisticated motherfuckers, people who have a higher degree of thought or even standard of living, right, is just not going to be willing to do. Why? Because I done put in my dues. I'm not waiting tables no more, right? I'm not saying nothing wrong with waiting tables. I ain't saying nothing wrong with taking the trash out. I ain't saying nothing wrong with being a laundry person or dry cleaner. You feel me? But it's just we just too above those type of jobs. You know what I mean? So that's what I see. But again, they gonna replace a lot of other people too. Goddamn, if they get smart enough, they become inventors. They become business people too, right? So I think it's just replacing shit, but I don't get it. I don't know what they can do with the current working class. You feel me?
All right.
They ain't gonna replace nobody. The thing about it is, look, it benefits who? Who you gotta think about who's failing right now. And the reason that they would give out $100,000. You know, way back I believe in like the 60s when they started kind of like redlining and giving out money for homes, it's because it was an entity in the United States that was failing. The same entity that's failing now, the fucking banks. That's who is to help take care of. Reason being, they know these people is not going to have the money to be able to pay back these homes. So who wound up with the homes? The banks. That's what it's about. They know the banks will get these homes. So that puts the banks back in play because the banks are failing, man. We all know that.
Yeah,
There's
the
no
banks
money.
have a liquidity problem,
Yeah,
but
they don't have no.
they also been acquiring a lot.
And who been buying up everything?
BlackRock.
Thank you. They've been
And
buying
it's
up everything. So they got all the homes. So, you know, they pushing the banks out. So now, you know, the banks got to have some type of competition. What more to do that than to give people homes money to buy what? They didn't say we're going to give them $100,000 just to go do what they want to do. They said to do what with it? To get a home. Because they're going to end up with that home right back. So it's like you're giving them money to do what? To get homes from you that you're going to wind up taking right back from the people, wind up with that property, then turn around and selling that home for probably $300,000, $400,000. They think they slick. Ain't about it dumb,
I
man.
don't know. That's probably like a long-term play, but I don't think that's an immediate. I don't think that's the short-term goal. I think there's something else.
So you got to think about it. They never think short-term.
Yeah.
It's never short-term with these people. It's always because they can play the long game because they're not pressed for the money. We play the short game because we hard up for the money. They can play the long game. They set their plans out.
Well, let me ask you this: Why not give that same money to Americans that can't afford home? Why are they choosing to give it out to illegal immigrants, motherfuckers that weren't born here? They're not here legally. You know, if Trump gets back in, he talking about sending their ass back. So like, why would they go out their way to get that money to illegals? If there's a risk, you know,
motherfuckers in America gonna find a way to make something shape. You know what I'm talking about, nigga? And that's the problem. That's the problem with the past, right? They knew not to get them slaves nothing. Why? Because they was gonna learn how to keep it. They was gonna learn how to maintain it. They was gonna learn how to motherfucking multiply that bitch. That's why. And we in the land of milk and honey. You hear me? They are a poor American get a crib, bitch. I don't want to be that way no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in America now. I can figure it out. When an immigrant come here, he may not have that. He may have some tenacity to go and work hard, but he ain't got that. He probably ain't got that. What we got as to understand that the opportunities are abundant and we can find a way easier. Right? I can go call a cousin. I can go somewhere and find somebody, sit in somewhere and learn some shit way faster than old buddy will, because it's just a learning curve.
And he don't know nobody. Yeah, they don't
That's
have
just what I
roots
think.
here. Yeah, they don't have roots here.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
So
go
it's-
so hard
go ahead,
to fight for a house or fight for some land. So they'll easily take the bullshit versus how the American people, like you said, because we're gonna fight for ours. If you give us a house,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you ain't coming to take that motherfucker back. We're not
Right.
turning it back over to the to the banks
Without a fight.
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna find a way to keep it. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you give a great amount of them. People will get together and figure out, listen, this is what we got to do to keep these houses. People that ain't from here, nah. And then at the end of the day, you can tell them people, guess what? You're not really a U.S. citizen, so it really don't belong to you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Nah,
So you
that's
know,
crazy.
It's kind of like it's like the farmers and shit, right? If you got a bunch of cucumbers and you got a bunch of fucking cherry tomatoes and you got grapes and shit, all right, I'm gonna give you some of this, you give me some of that, give me some of this. Again, like with the houses,
Barter.
I'm short of my mortgage. Or matter of fact, forget being short of the mortgage. I need my roof fixed, right? You can fix my roof, and now I can put your windows in,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge, sharing the community. Me and my wife watching this show called Love Off the Grid. And it's a bunch of niggas who doing homestead shit, right?
Right.
And one dude got a whole community of veterans building their own community. Why? Because they don't like how they're being treated by the goddamn system. They got the resources, they got the manpower, they got the unification, they got the organization, right, to go and just build their own shit without the interference of the powers that be. They've been in Big Brother in the system for a minute. I don't want to deal with them no more. I ain't got to deal with them no more. I got my own shit. We can do our own thing. And they out there working 12 hours a day. Why? Because it's they shit.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, that's dope. That's dope. I don't know. I think there's political stuff too here going on. So, I feel like Democrats in general have lost a lot of support over the last 4 years. So, do you think this is also like a play for them to try to replenish their ranks or their voters? Because it's like, okay, if we losing Democrats, not necessarily to Republicans, people are just turned off to politics in general, right? So it's like, okay, we're losing all our support, we're losing our voters. How can we replenish these ranks? Oh, let's bring illegals, give them the right to vote, which they also trying to do, especially in New York and other cities. They're like giving them ID cards and they're saying they can use it to vote and all this shit. And while they doing that, give them housing, give them money, give them all this. So you think there's a play there? Like the Democrats are like, yo, we're losing, we hemorrhaging fucking voters. We got to find these motherfuckers somewhere.
They thinking long term too, because they know they done lost this election. I can promise you that they have. So they're thinking long term. Hey, well, we'll just still fill up the United States with different people. We'll catch them in the next 4 years. So hopefully we'll get the seat back by then.
Right.
That's what they're hoping for. That's if it ain't a bunch of chaos going on behind y'all allowing all these people to really come over here. I mean, you literally empty your prisons and allow these people to just come on over here and say, hey, only way you can get out of prison if you agree to go to the United States. And
That's
they literally
crazy.
that's crazy.
Right. Well,
How do you
yeah, the gang members, like all the. So was it Venezuela or another country down there? It might have been Venezuela. They cleaned up. I think it was Venezuela. Like they got a new president. Yeah. This motherfucker was like
mad, but had all the gangs in jail though, right? Yeah.
Right. He cleaned up that motherfucker. So now it's like, okay, you clean up your country, and now you're setting all those criminals that you locked up over here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild if that's what's happening. Like that's outrageous. But again, you know what I'm saying?
That's an inside job too, dog. Cause like, ain't no way in the fuck a person in their right mind in America who fucking got some sense gonna let a whole slew of criminals, right? We got enough criminals to lock up that we can't get a hold of. We want to bring a bunch of niggas that don't even speak our language, who just as ruthless and who ain't got nothing to lose.
You
They
might as
could,
well get rid of the wanted list. Everybody on the wanted list, they need
Dog.
to just all their name off of it.
that's a long term play for the prison system too, because like the prison was it school to pipeline prison system. Let's
Mm-hmm.
so you cleaning up Venezuela, you bringing them here, let them do all this crime. Whenever they decide to start arresting motherfuckers and applying the law again, now they can fill the jails up with these motherfuckers, get labor out of
Mm-hmm.
them, get money out of the system, and it's just like it's the same cycle. They just doing it with this group of people now.
A different class of people, yeah, different
Right.
race of
They
people.
do it different ways. They're gonna make sure they can profit on both ends. You know how that go, because they'll profit off the murders. It's always anything for the corporation. You get what I'm saying? So any way that they can make a dollar off of it, they're gonna put it in play. But my thing is the chaos that's gonna be caused between us and per se, that's not from these areas. Something that we don't know, we don't need, honestly, because at the end of the day, it's genocide. And they know that too. That's why I said when the money dry up, that's when the problems start to set in.
Mm-hmm.
When these people can't get what they was promised anymore, what then? Who do y'all start to look for to fund y'all adventures and all these mopeds that y'all riding around New York City with? Come on now.
Because
Yo.
and it seemed like it coincided with earlier or last year when they were sending Ukraine all the money. A faster way to dry this shit up. You know what I'm talking about? Just a faster way to dry this shit. Let's dry this bitch up fast as we can. Send the money over there, so we straight when it's time to motherfucking chill out. Get them to come in here, get them broke, so we'll evacuate. We'll get lost. We'll get gone when it's time when some shit hit the fan. You know what I mean? Don't forget Unify and Thrive, y'all, because goddamn, this shit wicked. Motherfucking shit wicked.
No, it is.
But look, you notice they didn't take no immigrants for none of the BRICS countries.
Man.
Nah, it's all from it's still South America.
They won't
Right
take
there.
it in BRICS country. Because they need partners, man. They need help. I ain't gonna lie to you. They know, like they say, Babylon has fallen. This shit is done. So they're trying to get some help, man, because they're gonna need it. We know that.
Yeah.
They're gonna need it.
I don't know if it failed. But it's under a fucking serious reconstruction.
It's falling.
You know how they closed the Taco Bell down for a couple weeks? You know how they closed the motherfucking Walmart down for a couple weeks?
Mm-hmm.
It be back open, and it's gonna be better than before. It's gonna have some upgrades, some new features, some some cleaner floors and more shit. It's gonna have less employees or some new employees, right? But however, it's gonna be under construction because this shit too
It's done,
deep,
cuz.
too wide.
No.
It's
Too
done.
wide for a whole. It'll be a whole world reset. And
About to be one.
I think instead of the whole world reset, in which it'll take 5 years to get 7, 8, 10 years to get right again, or it might not never get right again because it'll be a constant fight for power, right? It'll just probably be a reset, restructuring of how shit gonna be. And like you're saying, the BRICS gonna probably find a way to get in where they fit in, right? Because again, they don't want this whole shit to spill over because if this shit crumble down to zip, zap, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
that shit over there ain't worth nothing. That shit ain't worth nothing because they don't buy enough. They don't
Right.
buy enough. They don't innovate enough. They don't and they produce, but they just don't consume enough. They not a consumer nation. Like, we got to have the biggest, the bestest, and then they can't. And culturally, they don't produce culturally like we do, right? Because they shit may be hot over there in Africa, and even Africa, they produce culturally, but again, if we don't stamp it, it ain't shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, that's how
No, that's
It's
true.
all of them against the United States, man. It's a
all
reason
those straight.
all of them to it's a
Yeah.
reason they did like this. They know the power structure that
It's a
they had to
coalition.
put in to be able to combat the United States because they don't need us anymore. Listen to
Nah,
me.
that's facts.
I think so, bro.
They don't. It's listen what I'm telling you. They don't need us anymore. They don't need nothing from us. They done got basically everything we grow here. They now can grow where their areas at due to the United States being able to show these people how to grow these things and do all this and that, selling our jobs overseas. These people know how to do everything. They don't need us no more. That's why they crushing the dollar, because they saying, hey, we crush y'all money. There's nothing y'all do.
So I don't know if y'all remember a couple years ago when with the Russia invaded Ukraine shit. America sanctioned Russia, right? We supposedly sanctioned them. We try to punish them, take them off SWIFT, or like stop dealing with them. They were Gucci. It did not affect them the way that we were told or the media was putting out like as a punishment. Russia's good. There's other countries that have, for the most part, have already stopped using the dollar. Like they dealing with their own currencies or whatever they rocking with, and they not even fucking with the dollar no more. And if you just get enough of them, it's starting to happen slowly. You know what I'm saying? You get enough of these countries to like not need the dollar. They can still use it. They could trade with it and all that, but it's not a dependency. It's not the world reserve. They don't need it, and then therefore they won't use it. That's when our shit's about to go ham. You know what I mean? Like, so hyperinflation. I think it's hyperinflation is what they're gonna. So basically, they send all the dollars back to us, and then the only one using it is us, and then that's when it's really gonna be worthless.
Think about this. Yeah. Who owned Alaska before the United States did?
Russia owned it.
Thank you. So how far is Russia from the United States? Because you could throw a rock.
Stone, yeah.
Telling y'all these places ain't far as people say they is. They're right across the street. You get what I'm saying? They make this shit feel like it's bigger than what they really said. And these places are really spread apart. These places are rock throws across from each other, literally standing across the one piece of water where you can launch a fucking rock into the land to the other side. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Damn. The cash out. This shit sound good when they hit your cash out. Appreciate it.
Let's go.
Appreciate it. Sent that cash out. I love it. But real shit, man. We're in a fucked up situation due to the fact that the government ain't helping us. They have no answer for the things that we complain about on a day-to-day basis. We tired of seeing the homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Understand, we feel bad when we see them or whatever the case may be, but we're tired of seeing them because we're tired of being bothered with them. Not like we have a problem with them, because we know who made them the way that they are and how society is. Y'all need to find a solution for that. I ride past empty banks, I ride past empty stores, empty buildings on a constant basis that y'all can stick these people in. Y'all will let them buildings rot before you let somebody occupy them shit.
Right. Exactly. But instead of even giving illegal immigrants 100 to 150K, why aren't we taking care of the homeless Americans first and the homeless veterans and people that were born that are citizens? Like, there's not America first. Apparently, it's just like, let's bring these new voters in. Let's bring these immigrants in for whatever the long term and short term goals that they have. There's a play at work here. It's kind of hard to see. You know what I'm saying? If you got theories, let us know in the comments. But like, it's something going on, and it's not right. Especially when you think about, again, we got the homeless people, we got homeless Americans, and yes, they'll send billions to fucking Ukraine, and then now we giving potentially millions or billions to fucking illegal immigrants who just got here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this shit's crazy. It doesn't make no sense. It is aggravating. The dude was mad as hell in the video too. But.
But he got a right to be. You don't bust your ass. You don't. Not even you don't bust your ass your whole life. You don't watch your parents bust their whole ass their whole life.
And
maybe
struggle,
your parents bust the whole life, and just to have somebody come in out of the blue to get a whole 100 bands. Some people don't see 100 bands in their whole life. Working,
right.
Honorable job, blue collar shit, real, and like you're saying, it's buildings that can be repurposed. It's land that just sitting there, collecting shit. They ain't collecting shit. Animals out there shitting in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, rats and all types of bugs living in there. I don't care.
What I would like to hear, if there's somebody out there, like, because we all on the same page for the most part. Like, we have different ideas and we disagree on certain things, but like we kind of seem to agree on this. If is there somebody in the comments or whatever that agrees with giving illegal immigrants in California 150,000 for a house? Like, tell us the reasons why you're for that. Like maybe there's something we're missing we don't understand. right? But like, what is the? I don't even know what the Democrats' reason for this is. You know what I'm saying? Like what they wrote in the bill or the reasoning for the bill. Like, we are giving these
Voters.
illegal immigrants. I know. We can speculate, but like I'm talking about like what's their actual reason that they're selling to the public for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so if I could see those bullet items and go through it and see if it makes sense to me, but it probably won't. But I just want to know because I don't know the reasoning why they're doing it. We could speculate, obviously, voters,
I got a question for
labor
y'all.
force.
I got a question for y'all. We got all this political mayhem and mischief and corruption going on. Have either of y'all thought about joining the system to try to change it from the inside? To do your part to inject your thoughts and your behaviors and your mannerisms and your way of thinking into the system and try to make some kind of real change?
I don't, me
At any
personally, I have, like, but not like serious. I feel like if I would pursue a political career or try to go for like office or something, I'm just gonna get turned off by how shit works, or pissed off, and I not necessarily corrupted or anything. I'm just gonna look at shit from the inside and see, and probably see shit that I don't want to see and just be turned off by it. Because what I feel like is when you get good people do step up to the plate and try to to make change. But I feel like there's a few things that happens to them. Either they get corrupt themselves, right? They get in, they get blackmailed, or they find dirt on them, and then they get corrupt themselves, or they realize there's somebody above them that turns them off or like bullies them out or like
stifles their growth.
yeah, that, or like you realize that the people in politics are just so dirty and conniving. Like, you just don't want to be around those people working with them all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like good people who have well-meaning hearts and would like to change the world, they get into that realm and it's like there's really no place for you because there's just too much bullshit and corruption to deal with. That's how I feel like it really is.
I'm sure it is. It ain't enough people, especially if you by yourself. You gotta have a mass group of people to be able to make some type of effort or a change. And they keep the individualism thing going, so it's kind of hard. Everybody mind is on some different shit, and it's kind of hard to get 1,000 minds to think the same at the one time. That's powerful. That's enough energy to move some shit. Just 1,000 minds. Imagine if you had 40,000. That's too much change in that one situation. You know how that goes.
Now I think about like, what if? Yeah, I thought about it when I was younger. I wanted to be the first black president, the real black president.
Right.
Obama was cool, but he fit in where he got in. You feel me? He wasn't no real shaker upper. He didn't say the N word regularly. You know what I mean?
Well, what made you change your mind when you talking about doing?
Oh, I haven't. It's just capitalism book has probably got me more than caring about the politics, right? Because I feel like if you got enough money, half that shit don't matter. You know what I'm talking about? You
gotta raise money. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, a lot of times, like, you gotta have capital. You gotta have money just to get in a race. Like, you gotta pay the piper to be in there, right? And then if you run out of money, okay, then you gotta raise money. What does that include?
Right.
Kissing ass,
hands,
begging for people to give you money.
But because I was saying though, like even with raising the money, if you got enough followers, that's gonna come. If you got enough genuine, like again, look at business. Niggas who get on the line and grow an audience, they can sell them niggas water in a bottle and be okay. Why? Because they got a nice little following. You know what I'm talking about? And so a person, see, you said, why did I change my mind? Because I thought of, if I can raise enough money for me and my family, the political shit don't matter. But I still understand that it's other people out there who need a voice, who need somebody with some morals, some standards, some common fucking sense, right? But then you also got to play the game of going through the ranks. You got to be a fucking, you got to be on a city board. You got to be a mayor. You got to be a senator. You got to be a House representative. Then you got to be a motherfucking general. You got to be in the military. You got all these other shits that half the niggas in there didn't qualify to do. They just got in there bitch early enough, right? They just got in there early enough again. And I was 20. I wasn't thinking about trying to join no motherfucking politics. Why? this shit was just weird. It was just I was broke.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody I seen on the other side who was a blue or red didn't give a fuck about me being broke. They didn't give a fuck about nobody else around me being broke. They just cared about their policies. But that was probably the best time for me to get in there because now I ain't corrupted, but I'm just more like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Connected.
Probably angry or hostile, right? And all my policies will probably be toward more of the poor, and it'll be just for a specific group of people and not for the whole collective, right? So again, that don't benefit the mission at hand too much either, right?
Yeah, that's tough too because yeah, there are different groups of people with different needs, different wants, different,
Need, right?
and it's hard to like. I feel like everybody should have their own representative that speaks for them, but again, we have this two-party system where it's like they broke it down into just two. I really feel like it should be more because when it comes down to this two, like I don't think it's ever worked. You know what I'm saying? Two-party system, like oh, A or B. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's just too. It's too boxy, like you. And then if you're an independent, forget
like,
about it. If you're an independent,
yeah,
you got to pick a side still, even to try to like even compete with these motherfuckers. So they got the game a lot.
It's like
you know what I'm saying
it's A1, 1A, and 1B. It ain't even 1 and 2. It's 1A and 1B.
right.
Yeah, it's more than That's just what they give us. It's more than goddamn. It's honestly, it's only about liberals and conservatives, but it's more than the two that they give us. The thing about it is, when all of these people are running, whether you're independent, Republican, Democrat, say for instance, if doing my campaign, because you're going to get the endorsements, because you're going to get people that's going to financially back you. Let's say for instance, if I raised $10 million running for president. Now I ain't even make it to the presidency. I just as running. Mm-hmm. I spent $2 million on the campaign. What do you think happens to the rest to that $8 million? Goes in my pocket. That's a scheme every 4 years. A lot of these senators come up with and ways to make cash because they know people going to get behind them blindly and throw money at them. And it's just a money grab for them. They done just made $8 million off their.
Not even that too. It's also who you take money from. Now do you feel like you owe them? So like you take money from lobbyists or you take money from a corporation. Okay, this corporation gave you $10 million. You win, you run for president, you win. Now the corporation looking at you like, all right, we want you to pass this bill because we gave you $10 million. So there's a lot of scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's why I think it's hard to think about trying to run for office if you got a good heart because you're going to be put in those situations where you feel like you got to beg for money and then you owe this motherfucker something. So it's not it's almost never like, for the greater good. It's for, okay, who's giving me money? Who do I need to, scratch their back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then you forget about the people because the people ain't really, they'll give you their $5 and $10 and all that, but you're not thinking about the people because they're not really funding these campaigns like that. It's fucking corporations, lobbyists, and rich motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So they got to get the money out.
I just did some Google work and it say that there's laws in places for redistributing or refunding the funds if a candidate loses, right? So they say you can't just put it in your bank account and go about your merry ass way, right? But when they saying with the permission of the donor, right, they redistributed in a different way. Again, if the big box lobby is giving you $5 million and you lose, permission to redistribute is probably going back to them in some kind of way, or if you just do something to benefit them in any kind of way, you get to keep the bread, right? So I'm pretty sure it's a big old rabbit hole for that too.
Yeah, or they're gonna write laws that say certain things, but are they really following those laws? They write those laws come from those people. Those people write those laws,
right?
So they could write. That's another thing too. They will apply the law to somebody who's not on the inside, who's somebody like us. Like let's say one of us try to run and we become popular and we raise all this money. That's when they will apply that law and say, hey, you lost. You got to do the right thing. But if it's one of their friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you good. We're not going to apply this law to you. You one of us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pick and choose thing, too. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in the club.
That
You
shit
know,
all donations though. You can keep donations. That's the whole purpose of it being donations. Because guess what?
But they say
Donations
it's laws. You got to do something with it.
tax laws.
nah, those laws they're gonna apply the laws to who they want to apply the laws to. Just
But you
like
gotta
insider
with you.
trading, Nancy Pelosi,
do a charity.
she's made
If
her
I don't,
That
fortune
bitch supposed to be in jail.
on yeah. Nancy Pelosi made
She
a
should be
fortune
in
on
jail. Cause
insider trading for almost all her
yeah,
Apple
career.
stock.
Who's
Uh-huh.
when did she get charged for insider trading with all this money she made on stocks? Not once. And it's been
no charge.
proven. It's been proven she's doing insider trading. But if it was her opponent doing it, oh, she's insider trading or he's insider trading, let's get him. You know what I'm saying? It's a
You
nasty
hear what
game.
Trump said about the tax laws?
Mm-hmm.
He know them because he know who wrote them. That's why he don't follow them. He know the loopholes. Everybody know the loopholes. These people just grabbing money, man.
So I
While
think,
we down
yeah,
there fighting over change and shit,
Literally.
and can't get no goddamn money from nobody's bank or nowhere like that. It seems like banks closing down around me every time I look up. Is a bank going out of business?
yeah, they ain't got the
But y'all
cash.
switch money from here to goddamn to the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, liquidity, like, but yeah, when it comes to politics, man, it's a dirty game. It's unless they change it up and take the money out of it, like talking about, to where there's not the corruption and there's not the money and there's not the lobbyists and all that shit. If y'all make it legit people that want to donate their time to make the world better and serve people, then it'll be probably worth it. But right now, for as long as politics been around in this country, it's been a dirty fucking game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why nobody likes politicians, because they all the same.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna run one day. Y'all go vote for me, cuz.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'll give you like $10 or something. I'll give you $20.
Man,
My
listen,
God, that's the problem with people now.
Now that'd be dope. That'd be dope if you run. But what like a
Go to
council or
bet the house
something?
on me, Frank.
it's worth a
No,
try,
we
but
can't
that's
do
it.
that.
For what?
If you ain't no electoral, man, you ain't got no say so, people. So just think about that while you trying to get your poll on. If you ain't part of that selected group of exclusive people that we would never know who they are, if you're not a part of them debating
Both
on
of
who
your
you
senators
vote
and
for,
House representatives.
you gotta. That's what I'm saying. You gotta vote for senators. You might got leverage there. You ain't got leverage when it comes to electoral, because that shit has nothing to do with you people. At the end of the day, not one word. So you're just battling, going back and forth. But I understand, because they have to give the American people the illusion that they have the choice to pick, to keep the American people from going the fuck off, basically. Because if you don't give them that illusion, the American people start to see the realness and understand we never had no parts of this.
How many bodies you think it take? How many people you need to think to go rogue in a state for the police to be useless, powerless, to sit back and gotta watch that shit happen? How many people you think it can take?
I don't know, 50,000.
I think way less.
Tim said.
I think way less.
Tim said if you run for office, he'll do security for you.
I 1,000, because 50,000 is more harder to control than anything less.
Bro, if 2,000 people got together and wanted to go crazy in the city, they'll do it. Because
they can contain that though. That's kind of small.
They have.
Ooh, they could, man. Come on, man. These people, they go. Come on now. They'll contain, especially depending on what type of city you in, how big the city is, and how much.
Let's go big city. Let's go big city. Let's go Denver. Let's go Denver. Big city Denver, right? 2,000 people just said, fuck it. We just gonna do our own thing. We killing, we taking, and if we get opposed by any cop, we killing them. I gotta stop using so much violent and vocal.
Yeah, bro, you trying to run for office? You talking like this? That's crazy, bro. Somebody gonna dig this video up, and then it's gonna be in a political ad against you.
Good.
Look at this. Look at King Arthur. He said,
absolutely. Because I'm talking to the people who you got me on my horse now. Look, I'm talking to the people who, if they wanted to get together, they could cause some trouble, because ain't nothing getting done. Ain't no real change getting made for them people. right? And then 2,000 people turn to 3,000, turn to 5,000, turn to 10,000. Because people gonna see them making change and doing something, they doing it their way. And I'm tired of playing by the rules. I'm tired of getting shitted on. I'm tired of them pissing on me and telling me it's raining. You feel me? I know you tired.
So you feel like you could a possible solution is chaos?
Yeah.
More chaos?
It's-
More
I
chaos
come
than
to
we
that
already? That could be a dope slogan. You run with that. Run with that slogan. That'll be
But
interesting.
listen, say this though.
I
It's
said
going
other your ass too. Purge up.
50,000 people. 50,000 people. That mean them people know you stand on business. Then
That's
you got.
right.
They got. See, the strategy becomes something different because now they really got to sit back and think. Because now, if one city see 50,000, then the next city like, oh shit, they grouped up like that. Okay,
Yeah,
now the
me
number
too.
starting to get real big. 2,000
Right.
people like, oh yeah, we're gonna
You gotta
watch
start
this.
somewhere though, cuzzo. Because look, here you go. You gotta start somewhere, but also 50,000 people, motherfuckers, a lot of people to trust. Because it's gonna look at Malcolm X and Martin Luther. They bestest friends set them up. You hear me?
I know, but I don't know. Doing this time, I could trust probably 50,000 people versus them trusting them back then.
Bitch,
Reason
you
why
can't
I
even
say
trust 10 people right now. Look.
reason why I say that is because I know a lot of people are fed up and mad about how things are. So if enough people like that get together and they ready, I know these people stand on business because people are upset and really don't like the current conditions of how things are being ran by the select few. And people don't want that shit no more because this is not life, man. We're basically slaving till you die. Come on, no.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up. Back on the illegal immigrants. I need to look at this bill and just see what the reasoning is. Like I really want to know where the Democrats head at and what their reasons for giving these people this money. You know,
more lies.
just so I can
He waiting to tell
know.
more lies.
Yeah, of course, but yeah, I know it'll probably be a lie, but I just want to know, like, okay, who y'all wrote the bill,
This is what they said.
y'all voted for it, y'all signed it, y'all pushed it, y'all voted for it, you said yay, right? Okay, now you're gonna give these people this money. What is the reason? Because you got constituents, you got Democrats in that city that still support y'all for some reason, and they looking at y'all funny, right? Because they're Americans, and you're not giving them that money. So, is it a self destruction? Is this like suicide? Like I don't. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So,
You know, they got to allocate a certain amount of money a year that they got to give out. They got to give out a certain amount of money a year allocated basically to immigrants. And they chose the immigrants that they wanted to give it to. The ones that they was bringing that they was literally bringing here. That's why they pick and choose which ones come. It's who they got shit set up with. These are all friends and allies. That's why you can't come from anywhere.
No, it's crazy. But bro, for real, if you ran for office, I support you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna do it one of these days. I'm gonna get together. I gotta get some money though. Or just, but I don't like going outside. I mean, I gotta get the Democrats or the Republicans or.
You try independent. I don't know. Whatever.
But we done seen independent not work forever.
Exactly.
And the niggas who be independent, be worthy candidates. Look at Cornel West.
And they be the ones that get money to keep it moving.
Bro, I would take a chance with Cornel West to give me something I ain't never seen before, give me something different, something I ain't never experienced before over Tweedledee and Tweedledum. But that ain't but the rest of the Americans, all they know is Tweedledee and Tweedledum. When you hear Mr. Cornel West, he's very like I said, he's very serious about what he say. He used really the big words, right? He's a very intelligent man. That ain't resonating with the American folk. Again,
that's part of the problem too. Is like you gotta pick, even if you ran right. Let's say you want to be independent. Eventually, if you want to get to the top office or like get to congressman or senate, you gotta choose. You know, blue or red.
If they let me pick a side, and I get to keep my values and keep my morals and keep my compass, then I'm rocking. But that's gonna be the thing, right?
That's a struggle too.
You got to be the dude under the president, cause you can't. The president don't know shit. It's whoever running the military. Whoever running the military, that's the man.
I ain't going back in there, bitch.
No, you look, If you running this shit, where you going back in? You sitting back. The president don't know shit. He the last to know anything when it comes to that line of change. He the last to make a decision. He the last to know everything. Understand that. Shit happens before he gonna even find out about it. And he's left in the dark whether he's gonna be told about it or not. We still finding that out to this day. He the last.
Fair enough.
He that top motherfucker
We
that's
need some
under
new
him.
parties. We need new parties to start emerging.
Takeaways. All right, takeaway, Frank. Go ahead. You need a new party.
We need new parties. We need at least 3, 4, 5 new parties. Maybe this was fractured Democrats, into other parties. I don't know. I feel like they're on some type of self-destruction mode right now because they are just hemorrhaging voters, and it doesn't seem they're doing anything to motherfucking help people or to
a concert at the DNC.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And giving money to Ukraine and giving money to illegals. And they got Democrats in fucked up cities still struggling and nobody's helping them. So I don't know. We need more parties. I'll put it that's my takeaway. We need more fucking parties to compete.
I guess I'll say for another story another day. What's more parties gonna do? But keep the division. That's the problem now. Niggas is you hear me talk, we say this shit every day, unify and thrive. More parties are gonna do what? Debate about shit.
I think we need new ideas. Like you talking about Cornell. So it's like it's either you're blue or red, and then you got in the middle you got independent. I think if we had like an official independent party, or like people that were in the middle for real, you know what I'm saying? People would have more choices. Like for who knows, maybe one election in the future, Democrats and Republicans won't even be in the running. They won't even. It'll be between a Republican and an independent, or a Democrat and independent. But we got to get away from these two extremes. That's what I'm saying. We got the two extremes, and they always fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, pick a poison. You know what I'm saying? We need some different shit.
That's true. Cutler, what you got?
I don't vote. I never will. But
oh Lord, your great granddaddy gonna kill you, boy.
I'm for that shit. He died for what he believed. I'm gonna die for what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Different generations. Peace to the ancestors. But all I can say is y'all are really pissing the American people off. If y'all really want to get upset, this is a perfect way to get everybody on your bad side. If you still wanted to know where we stood, keep doing shit like this, and we gonna stand on y'all. Cause this shit is not standing on business, giving away money that could go to the people that help the homeless,
right?
Children. Basically anybody. You could have gave everybody in the household $10,000 and everything, all right. But hey, this shit y'all on. This the kind of smoke y'all want. This is the smoke y'all gonna get.
The freaking Hawaii fires. They gave people $700 for when they lost their house. $700 in Hawaii fires. Illegal immigrants come over $150K in your hand. Like, come on, bro. It's horrible.
After they destroyed them people shit, then you go give me some fucking change and tell me going about.
Yeah. Can't even rebuild my garage, motherfucker.
You couldn't even drive from there to fucking cross the map and still have some money left with it. Man, get these. Come on, man. These people hurt.
The spook who sat by the door. Unify and thrive. The spook who sat by the door. If you've never seen it, make sure you check it out. To put you on game. It'll help you understand why some of the motherfuckers go in to politics, right? Because they really spook outside the Klan, out of the Aryan group or party, whoever, right? And they the spooks who go inside to, share their ideologies and put their nonsense on paper and put it in American history books or legislation or laws. You know what I'm talking about? So the spook who sat by the door, he went in and took the information from the inside and brought it back to the street life, right? What these niggas is doing is taking their street information and putting it into the legislation. Spook who sat by the door. It only makes sense because if a nigga who really cared about American people wouldn't be getting all this goddamn money to people that don't contribute to us, right? To all the things that don't contribute to getting better roads, fucking better buildings, better school, better healthcare, hospital. Shit just don't make sense. There's no reason for the Ukraine to have that goddamn money. None.
Zero.
That's all I got. That makes sense. Focus that by the door. Watch it. You ain't never seen
Look at Tim Jones. Tim says $700. I know you fucking lying. Yeah, the people in
it.
Hawaii after those fires, they just got $700 a family or some shit like that,
Yeah.
for burning their house down. But yeah, that's a wrap. This is episode 75, man. We appreciate y'all. Let us know in the comments if you agree with illegals getting this money. Tell us why. Like, school us, educate us in the comments. You know,
We don't
maybe
know
there's
shit.
maybe there's reasons we don't know. I don't watch the news, so I don't know what the news is saying about it. I just know they getting this money and it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So
TikTok is the new news. Unify and thrive, y'all.
facts.
Don't forget that.
Eat
Yeah,
out.
we appreciate y'all. We see y'all next week. Peace out.
Yeah.